Today, let's take this, this, and two of these, and let's make this. Hi, I'm Paul and welcome to Zilla Cabs. The video I've got for you today is it's of a Fatboy, which is the most popular cab we do. It's a relatively standard cab as far as the model itself goes, but there's two things that are pretty cool on this. One is it's the dark cherry Western Tolex, which is one we don't get to use very often. I'm not sure why. I absolutely love it. I love the pattern, I love the colour, but yeah, it's just one we don't get to use that often, so I thought it'd be nice to have it in there. And there's also something that's kind of special, is that the customer has sent us two of these speakers that, I'm going to be honest, until recently I hadn't heard of, and maybe I should as a good Yorkshire lad. They're called the Rawson Sparfield Starfinder. And I think it's supposed to be a modern day equivalent of the old Crescendo, which is a very famous speaker. It's the one that Pink Floyd used a lot of other people used it. We'll talk a bit more about these speakers later. I haven't actually heard them yet, but yeah, let's get on with the build. Okay, so now we've fit the hardware onto the cab. So at this point, we've got the grille inside. We've piped it up. We put the corners on. You'll see the customer's gone for the wine Western Tolex, the one that I earlier said I really like. The Ivory grille is a relatively rare one. I think it looks really cool here. Customer's gone for black corners and a chrome standard strap handle, which is, I'll be honest, most people match the corners and the handle up or leave the handles off themselves, but it kind of looks cool. Here the customer's gone for a Fatboy 2x12. I think it's going to be a good choice of cab for the speakers. Although I haven't played the speakers, but if the history of them and everything with them supposed to be like the Crescendos, right, you tend to find the Crescendo in 4x12s. And the Fatboy 2x12 is designed to get you pretty close to what a 4x12 does. Now, 4x12s are great. They're really good fun. And there's nothing really that quite sounds like them other than maybe two. But the Fatboy does, I like to say, probably get you about 80% of the way there. It gets you a nice thud, plenty of the low end. It obviously doesn't move as much air, having half as many speakers. Originally, the customer was thinking about going for a small vintage, which is actually the smallest 2x12 we do, and it's a great cab. It's actually the only cab that survived the original range from back in 2006. So it's got a, I don't know, a special place in my heart. I really like it, but it's not a bass heavy cab at all. It's probably well, it's got the lowest amount of bass or low end response that you'd find in our 2x12s. So I think the Fatboy is actually a good choice in this case. Okay, so now it's time to put the speakers into the cab. The nice thing about these speakers is they actually do line up with the standard holes for fitting Celestians. I tested that these would actually go in right before I put the grill on there, just to make sure we didn't have to make a custom baffle. So we haven't recorded these speakers yet. We're going to do that, and we'll add some audio to this video and play out a little bit at the end. I hope we've done them justice. We don't have a high watt here, but hopefully we've got some nice tones out of them. They're essentially just saying that the driver's been thoroughly researched in every detail possible, and every component recreated to exacting standards that are even magnetized on the machine that the original Fane company used back in the 60s and 70s. Now, I said earlier that it says on the speaker itself, manufactured in precise detail in Yorkshire, which is I'm not going to say an original way of describing it. I quite like it. And fun fact for you here, Fane are also from Yorkshire, in Castleford, I think, or Normanton. And even though Zilla was started in Cornwall back in 2006, if you know your accents, you'll know I'm from West Yorkshire, and Castleford's where I learnt to play guitar and piano back in the early 90s. So I didn't know until recently that Fanes were actually from Castleford. So it's a small world, I guess. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed the chance to work on one of my favorite Tolexes that I don't get to use very often. It's always nice to work on a Fatboy. We're doing them all the time. But this one's just looks cool. It was fun. We're gonna play out with some recordings of the Starfinder. This is gonna be really interesting because, like I say, I haven't heard them before. So until next time, stay cool, hang tough, and riff hard.